Beneath a sky heavy with smoke and shadow, Middle-earth trembles on the edge of despair. Morgoth, mightiest of the Ainur who turned to darkness, sits upon his iron throne deep within Angband, convinced of his eternal victory. But beyond the sea, in Valinor, the pleas and tears of elves and men do not go unheard. Eärendil the Mariner, bearing the last Silmaril, crosses the sundering seas and steps into Valinor, the realm forbidden to mortals. Kneeling before the powers of Arda, he pleads for the aid of the Valar, invoking pity for the suffering of those who dwell in Middle-earth. Moved by his courage and humility, Manwë, king of the Valar, grants his request. Thus begins the War of Wrath, a conflict so vast that the very foundations of the world quake. From Valinor comes a mighty host led by Eonwë, the herald of Manwë. It marches with the splendor of 1,000 suns, banners flying high, and the winds of Aman driving their sails. With them are the Vanyar, fairest and noblest of the elven kind, singing songs of vengeance and redemption. Also among their ranks are the Noldor, seeking to mend the hurts of their exile, and many faithful Edai, whose hearts have never surrendered to Morgoth's shadow. As they land upon the shores of Middle-earth, their radiance pierces the gloom. Morgoth, perceiving this challenge, unleashes all his might, determined to crush this rebellion, a light against darkness. His armies are vast and terrible, legions of twisted orcs, monstrous balrogs whose flames consume everything in their path, and winged dragons, whose fire scorches the earth itself. Greatest among them is Ancalagon the Black, mightiest dragon ever to breathe air, whose wings blot out the stars. The hosts clash upon the plains of Beleriand with a fury unheard of since the music of the Ainur. Mountains shatter, rivers evaporate, and valleys become graves as the armies struggle for dominance. Morgoth's power is immense, and for decades neither side yields. But gradually, with the strength of Valinor, the tide turns against him. In the heavens above, Eärendil the Mariner, in his ship Vingilo, joins the battle. Wearing the Silmaril upon his brow, he becomes a beacon of hope, a star of radiant glory in the darkest hour. Then Eärendil slew Ancalagon the Black, the mightiest of the dragon host, as told in the Silmarillion. With Ancalagon's fall, crashing down upon Thangorodrim, Morgoth's iron mountains shatter and crumble into ruin. Now Morgoth stands alone in his fortress, the armies of shadows scattered or destroyed. Eonwë, herald of the Valar, strides into the ruinous halls of Angband. With chains wrought by Aule himself, Morgoth is bound and humbled, stripped of his terrible crown. His reign of darkness is ended, and he is cast beyond the walls of the world, forever trapped in the void. Yet victory does not come without cost. The land of Beleriand, ravaged by war and the unleashed fury of Valinor, begins to sink beneath the sea. The earth trembles, waters rise, and countless realms vanish beneath the waves. Proud cities, Gondolin, Nargothrond, Menegroth, are lost forever to the deep. Those who survive this cataclysm flee eastward, carrying memories of lands that would become legends. Many elves, weary and grieving, follow Eonwë back to Valinor, forgiven by the Valar for their rebellion centuries before. Yet some choose to remain, unwilling or unable to forsake Middle-earth. Among men, the faithful Edain are granted the Isle of Númenor, rising from the great sea as a reward for their courage and sacrifice. Here they build a civilization blessed with wisdom and longevity, though future troubles lie hidden in their destiny. But deep beneath the waves, fragments of ancient beauty linger. It is said that on silent nights, mariners glimpse towers shining beneath the waters, echoes of the Eldar's lost cities. And above, Eärendil sails ever onward in the sky, a star of hope and memory, reminding all who look up that even in the darkest hours, the light will always rise. Thus ends the War of Wrath, the final terrible conflict of the First Age. Morgoth, the great enemy, is defeated, yet his legacy lives on in the seeds of darkness he has sown. His lieutenant, Sauron, escapes judgment, retreating into shadows to await his own dark hour. For Middle-earth, peace returns, though scarred and reshaped forever. Valar, elves, and men have triumphed, but sorrow mingles with joy. Beauty has been lost, innocence shattered, yet in their hearts, hope survives, a spark brighter than any darkness Morgoth could create. The memory of the War of Wrath lives on in songs and tales, reminding future generations of the courage and sacrifice of those who stood against evil when all seemed lost. For though Morgoth is gone, shadows yet remain, and heroes will be needed once more. Click below and reward yourself with another fascinating and exciting story.